Your slide. Hi, Kimberly. Hello.
Hi, Kristen.
Yes. Hi. We are ready. Can we start?
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's see here. Is it just going to be our voices? Are you able to allow us to do a video, or how would you like to do this?
Okay. I will share the co-host right to you. Give me 1 second. Could you share your screen to the agent?
Okay, great. So now I should be able to. Hi, can you guys see me?
Hi. Yes.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Lizargo with Home Guard, sales manager for Northern California. I'm here with Travis Pulser, our Vice President of Operations. He's the one that helped get us started with sewer lateral. So he's got a lot of insight to share with you guys regarding the requirements and city and county restrictions. So we're going to go ahead and have him take it away from here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. And again, my name is Kimberly Lizargo with Home Guard, and I've been with the company for almost 9 years now. So if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Kristen, for having us.
All right, good morning. So my name is Travis Pulser. I'm the VP of Operations. This morning, we're going to talk about sewer lateral inspections. It's a new service Home Guard has started to do this year. And it's a new service that is becoming more popular around the Bay Area in terms of real estate transactions in which the seller or the buyer has their sewer lateral inspected. It is becoming very common because there are cities now within the region that are starting to require an inspection of the sewer lateral before close of escrow. And they're making it a point of sale trigger. Okay, so they're requiring it as part of point of sale. So far in Santa Clara County, there is one city that is doing this. It's Morgan Hill. So if we sell a home in Morgan Hill and that home is older than 15 years old, we will be required to have that sewer lateral inspected. So this is kind of a new thing to this area. So let's talk about what is the sewer lateral first. And I think that's the best way is to explain what is a sewer lateral. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you what a sewer lateral is. And then you can see what it is I'm talking about. So we've got this nifty little thing here, this little picture here. We got a little house drawing here with the tree, the property line, and there's this pipe under the ground. This pipe is your sewer lateral. I'm going to draw a little line here. This is our sewer lateral, okay? This is coming from the house all the way to the city sewer connection, which is typically in the street. Where does the sewer lateral start? Our sewer lateral starts on the outside of the house, right here where we have this clean out. It's on the other side of the foundation. The plumbing that's underneath the house is not part of our sewer lateral. That is our building's plumbing. So the sewer lateral is this portion of pipe from the city street to where the clean out is, just on the other side of your foundation, okay? So this pipe is underground. This pipe takes all the waste from our house and delivers it to the city sewer system for processing. So it is very important pipe, and it is something that nobody ever sees. We don't see this pipe because it is underground all the time. So we have no idea if there's any issues or there's anything wrong with it. And usually the only time we do find out there's something wrong with it is when it's too late, when we actually have a large issue or a large problem because we have a bunch of stuff coming up out of our grass or something in the middle of our lawn. You'll see this cap, stuff starts to pour out of there. When that happens, that means we've got a serious block somewhere in this sewer lateral line, and that means there's a serious problem. And to fix it, it's generally going to be quite expensive. So this is why we always encourage that anybody who's buying a home has this sewer lateral pipe inspected. We encourage this. And now cities have started to catch on. They started to realize that a lot of these pipes under the ground are broken, are cracked. There's roots from trees getting into those pipes, causing blockages. And that's because a lot of these pipes are old. They're made of clay. Clay is the material that was used back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when they installed these and when they built a lot of the homes here in the Bay Area. So they have these old clay pipes and they're starting to break. And so the city wants them to get fixed. So they're starting to enforce the issue on the homeowner. They're telling the homeowner, before you sell your house, you have to have this inspected. And if there's any problems, it needs to be fixed before you can sell the house. And so that's why they've created these ordinances. Like I said, Morgan Hill right now is the only city in Santa Clara County that is requiring this, but it is coming to more cities. There are more cities that are in the talks. They're already talking about, Gilroy's talking about it. So is Hollister. City of San Jose is starting to discuss it. City of Cupertino is actually starting to discuss whether or not they should have these similar ordinance to Morgan Hill. So what do they want done? They want us to inspect this line. So what does the inspector do? Inspector comes out to the property. He comes and he finds the clean out, which is this pipe that rises up and sticks out of the ground and there's a cap. He finds that clean out. He sticks a camera into there. He pushes that camera all the way out to the sewer main. And once he gets here, he stops and he's going to start to record a video as he pulls back. He's going to pull back through the sewer lateral. And while he's doing that, he's recording a video. So he's taking a nice video of everything he sees inside this pipe as he pulls back. And he'll pull all the way back. We'll have a complete video. We can see everything that was wrong with that pipe. And then he's going to write a report and he's going to issue a report with his findings, letting you know what did he see. A lot of the common issues we'll find trees. There's lots of trees in Santa Clara County. Every property has a tree. And so those trees, they tend to cause problems with our sewer lateral because those roots, they look for water. They try to find water. And if we have a crack or a break or a separation in our sewer lateral, well, water's going to get out. And so those roots are going to sense that water and they're going to come to that and they're going to start to grow into the sewer lateral, creating more damage over time and causing blockages. So that's why trees can be, kind of a pain for the sewer lateral. They can cause a lot of issues is because of that. So other common things, I'm going to turn off my annotation here. Let's see, stop my annotation. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, there's all my annotations. They're still there. Let me clear those up for you. I'm just going to stop sharing and reshare. Okay, so cleanouts. This is how we get into our sewer lateral. We see these a lot at buildings. This is a clean out coming out of a wall. This is one way for us to get into our sewer lateral. Now this picture we see here is a picture of a 2-inch clean out. That's a smaller pipe. This is usually how we access a sink, a kitchen sink or a bathroom sink in order to unclog it or to do some kind of maintenance. So if we see a 2-inch clean out like this coming out of the wall, can we use that to inspect the sewer lateral? No, we can't. It's too small. Our camera's a little bit bigger. It's going to have a hard time fitting in there. So this would be an incorrect clean out for us to use. So that's why I like to show that so that you can see what is right and what is wrong. This is the wrong type of clean out for a sewer lateral inspection. Then you see this big white clean out that's coming out of the grass. This is a clean out for our sewer lateral. This is what we want to find, and this is what we want to use to get in there to inspect it. And every house should have one of these. It is actually required. It is city code to have a clean out on our exterior of our property. It usually needs to be within 5 feet of our structure, of our building. And then we also usually need to have one over by the street near where our property line ends. That's called the city clean out. Okay, so we usually have to have 2. A lot of the times though, we won't have 2 depending on the age of that house. If the house was built prior to 1970, there's a good chance you don't have one of these installed near your house. You may only have the street one. Can we use the street one to inspect the lateral? Usually you can't, because that clean out, when we go in there, they build it in such a way we can only go out towards the street. We can't go back towards the house. So we got to have one installed over by the house. So if we cannot find one of these, we can attempt to inspect the lateral by removing the toilet in the bathroom, because that will give us a big enough pipe to push our camera in there. Now, sometimes that does fail. It does not work if we have too many bends in the pipe underneath our house, but a lot of the times it can work. So, and then we will recommend that you install a clean out in your front yard as well. So these are the types of cleanouts we do want to see. We want to see these ones sticking out of the ground. Now this picture here is what we see when we're actually in the lateral. When that camera goes down inside to the sewer lateral pipe, this is what we're going to see, what our camera will see. Now what you're looking at here is actually a sewer lateral that has some roots. These are really large roots that are coming in the top and that are causing a blockage inside of our lateral. So when we see this, we know we have an issue. This tells us that there's a structural issue with the pipe. There's some kind of separation or break there, and that's how the roots are coming in. And now we have a blockage in the pipe caused by the roots. So what do we have to do? We need to repair this. We're going to have to dig that up and repair that section of the pipe. Now, if we keep inspecting and we encounter more problems like this picture, and we just keep going and we keep finding more and more issues with the sewer lateral, here this picture shows us what we call an offset joint. You have some old clay piping that is offset that creates an opening for things to get in. So that is also something we would have to fix. So when we start having all these issues adding up, at this point, it would be recommended to have the sewer lateral replaced, okay, fully replaced, because you have too many issues to do a simple repair. So it would be recommended to replace that full lateral in order to fix it. And that is quite common with the older homes. So the other thing you're looking at here, we have some issues in this sewer lateral that we found. So our inspector, he's going to go locate those issues. He's going to try to find where they are, and he's going to put a little cone down, and he's going to take a picture so you can see from above ground the area where that pipe is. So you kind of know the location of where the pipe is. And this gives us an idea of where the work would need to be done, where we're going to have to dig, okay? In the case of this property, a lot of those issues were found to be underneath the street, okay? So depending on what city you're in, this may not be your problem. It actually is the city's problem. And we can tell the city, we had an inspection done, we found these issues in the lateral. This is in your portion of the lateral because it's under the street. So you guys need to fix it. So it can depend on what city you're in. If you're in San Jose, if it's in the street, it's not your responsibility. As long as you put a clean out on your property line, then it's the city's responsibility. You're responsible for the section of piping underneath your property and your property. Now, if we go down to Morgan Hill, though, Morgan Hill makes you responsible for the entire thing, including what's under the street. So Morgan Hill wants you to pay for it, even though it's in the street, to fix it. So it's your responsibility. So at that point, we would have to get a contractor out who can do the work in the street. He's going to have to dig up the street there, and he's going to have to fix that pipe. The cost for that does tend to go up because it's underneath the street, and we got to remove that asphalt and that concrete to get at the lateral. So that can get a little more pricey, okay? So be aware of these things. So let me show you what our report looks like. So here's a sewer lateral report. This is the report you would receive if we do the inspection on the property. It's going to have a cover shot, picture of the house. It'll let you know who the inspector was, who was ordered by, date of the inspection. And then on the next page, we're going to get into the scope of the inspection, and we're going to talk about what it is that we're inspecting and what it is we're looking at. We're going to give you a general description. This is actually explaining to you what type of sewer lateral you have, the size of the pipe, the length of the pipe, what type of material is it made out of. We're going to give you all that information, okay? And then we're going to give you an inspection video. There will be a link in the report that you can click that will open up the video of the inspection that was done. You can then download that video and save a copy to your own personal device. Or you can email that link to somebody else if you so wish. The link is only good for 90 days, so we do recommend to download a copy for your records, okay? And then after that will be an inspection log. This is a log of everything that was found during the inspection. The log is sorted by distance. So distance from where the clean out is to where the sewer main is. And that's how we measure everything with the sewer lateral. We're going to go by the distance of where we found that issue, because those are going to be what needs to be repaired. So in the case of this home, a good example here, it says 31 feet. So 31 feet from the sewer clean out, he found roots, right? That's what the R stands for. And they give an explanation here. He found roots, and he tells you what picture. So everything that he finds, the inspector finds, will be logged here. So you can see a log of the findings based off of the video. And then underneath, we'll actually give you a detailed explanation of what the findings are, what they are, and what the pictures are that are associated with it. Okay. Then after you read through all your findings, and it's very important to read the whole report, read everything, don't leave anything out. Just make sure you read everything on that report so you have all the information. After that, we're going to find our summary. The summary is where we're going to tell you whether or not your sewer lateral has failed or passed inspection. Okay. Now this is the only inspection HomeGuard does where we will actually tell you whether it's a pass or a fail. Okay. Our home inspection, our termite, we do not say that. But in our sewer lateral, we do say that. And that's because we are going off of a standard from the National Association for Sewer Lateral Companies. And we're also following whatever city ordinance is in place, okay, for that city. If we're in Morgan Hill, it's their city ordinance, right? So we're going to let you know if it passes or fails based on that, okay? So if we have major issues or any sort of major structural or operational issues, we're going to fail it because the sewer lateral is not up to a passing standard. It's going to, potentially cause problems with water getting into the system, water getting out of the system, or blockages. So we're going to have to fail it and let you know what the cost is to repair. So we will give you a bid and a price and a cost to do those repairs. We'll let you know if it's going to be a full replacement, a partial replacement. Maybe it's just a spot repair. Maybe there's only one section we have to fix and we only have to dig up a small section of the lateral. That would be the best case scenario if we have to do some repairs rather than a full replacement. And then after that, there will be some notes in there provided to you applicable to your home if necessary. And then you'll see your pictures in your report right after that, all the photos that go along with all those items. And then after that will be the work authorization. If you want us to do the work and you'd like to hire HomeGuard to do this work for you, all you would need to do is fill out this documentation, send it in to us, and then we'll have our plumbing contractor come out and make those repairs necessary to bring that lateral up to a passing standard. So that's the report you get. Now, let's talk about Morgan Hill. If you sell a home down in Morgan Hill, this is what you're going to need to have filled out and submitted to the city. This is the form that the city requires be filled out and submitted to them along with the sewer lateral video. They want to see the video. So that link we provided you in the report, you can send them that link in the email with the report, with this form, and then they will review it. And they're going to look over everything on this form. So what do we got to fill out? The homeowner or the agent needs to fill out this top portion of the form with all the property info, and they have to sign it. The property owner needs to sign that form, okay? So HomeGuard, when we do our inspection, we're going to fill out our information because we have to sign the form. So we're going to fill out our portion, and then we're going to send this form to you, the agent, and the homeowner, so you can fill out your portion of the form and then submit it to the city. The homeowner or the agent is responsible for submitting the form to the city. HomeGuard does not do that. We just provide you the form with our findings from the inspection, okay? So we will give you this form. We will sign it. Our plumber is going to sign it. The video technician is going to sign it. We're going to put all our information. And then we're going to put, the property address. We're going to fill out what the city wants to know because the city asks us some very specific questions. So we're going to check off and answer those questions. We're going to then let the city know if it's a pass or a fail. Did the sewer lateral pass or did it fail? And we're going to give a recommendation if it was a fail. We're going to tell the city this is what needs to be done to the sewer lateral. And then we're going to sign it. And then we're going to include a little log. They want to see this log. So this log would be basically an exact copy of the log that's on the report. And then we're going to do a little sketch because this is, again, what the city wants us to do. And we're going to give you this form. You fill it out. You send it to the city. Now, if everything is okay and the sewer lateral passes, the city will issue you a certificate that your sewer lateral is up to the standards that the city requires. That certificate is good for, I believe, 15 years. So it's good for a while. Okay. So then if you try to sell the house later and you've got that certificate, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay. Now, if the sewer lateral fails, meaning we found some issues and we have to do the repairs, the city is going to require that you get those repairs done before you sell the house. But there is a caveat to that. The buyer can agree to take on the responsibility of the repair. The buyer will have to fill out a form and they will have to submit it to the city and get that approval from the city, and letting them know that the buyer needs to let the city know that they are willing to take on the responsibility, that they are aware that the sewer lateral needs repair, and they will take on that responsibility, and that they will be required to get those repairs done within 6 months. So that's very important. You can still sell the house, but the buyer has to agree to take on that responsibility and get it done within 6 months. Okay. So there is two ways to go: fix it or let the buyer take it on and fix it. Okay. So that is important to know. So make sure you're aware of that whenever you're selling that home in Morgan Hill. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of information. It is all available on Morgan Hill's website. They have a very good page detailing everything about the sewer lateral inspection. So always check their website for all the details, okay? But we do want you to know that you do have to get that inspection done in Morgan Hill. And there is only a few companies currently doing the inspection, because Morgan Hill does have a requirement that the company doing it is NASCO certified. And all of our inspectors are NASCO certified, okay? So then that's all that I have for Santa Clara County for right now. That is pretty much all the information for the sewer lateral. Is there any questions regarding the sewer lateral?
Usually how long it takes for inspection, and also is that every house or just older house?
Good question. So the sewer lateral inspection typically takes about an hour to an hour and a half to do. The technician, when he comes out, he's going to usually spend a few minutes trying to locate your clean out. He's going to try to find one. Sometimes it's easier to find it on some houses if it's a newer house. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And then once he finds the clean out, he's going to open it up. He's going to get his equipment, set it all up. So it does take a little bit of time to get set up. The actual inspection, once he gets the camera in there and starts to push it out, takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes to push out if it's a normal house. If it's a hillside home on a hillside out in the country, it could take a bit longer because you're probably going to have a larger sewer lateral, much longer sewer lateral. So it's going to take him a little bit longer to do that inspection. But your typical home in a normal neighborhood doesn't take that long. Now, after he's done, he's going to clean all up. There's a bit of a mess that can sometimes get created because he's sticking something into the sewer lateral and pulling it back. So he's going to clean all that up. He's going to put all his equipment away, and then he's got to make some paperwork. He's got to locate the issues that were found if there was any. So sometimes it can take up to an hour, hour and a half to do that inspection. Now, as part of this, everything is outside. So the sewer lateral, the access should be outside. So the inspector doesn't really need to go in the house. He just needs to get access to the exterior of the home. And, you don't have to necessarily have anybody there to meet him. But we do encourage, if you're going to order the inspection, to be there so you can talk to the inspector and get the findings right there on site. And he can answer any questions you may have about the sewer lateral once he shows you what it was he found, because he'll go over his findings with you on site if you're there. Any other questions regarding the lateral?
There was also a question about, is it for older homes only? And I believe you said earlier that this is for all homes in Morgan Hill.
This applies to every single house that is going to be 15 years or older. Yeah. So anything newly built in the last 15 years will not need to get the inspection done. It will not be required. Condos and townhomes have a different requirement, different ordinance. The HOA has to do an inspection of the system there, and so you're going to have to check with the HOA on that. Okay. But Home Guard, we don't do it. We don't do the inspections for condos and townhomes because it's what we call a collection system. It's not a sewer lateral, an individual sewer lateral. So we don't do the inspection for that. We just do it for the single family homes or a duplex, or sometimes you have some multifamily like a fourplex. They'll have a sewer lateral, one sewer lateral for that building. So we'll inspect those. Okay. And again, anything older than 15 years will need to be inspected. And the newer homes, they're using plastic pipe. That plastic pipe was installed, recently, so it's going to be in good condition, and that's why they don't require the inspection until after 15 years. So, in San Jose, if you're in the, San Jose, Santa Clara, Cupertino, there are a lot of older homes built in the 50s and 60s, and they use the old clay piping or cast iron piping, which tends to have a lot of issues over time. So we do recommend, San Jose, Cupertino, Santa Clara, there's no requirement to get the sewer lateral inspected, but we recommend you have it done because there's a good chance there's some problems there, and it could potentially lead to an issue down the road. And as a buyer, if you're buying a home, you want to know that that house isn't going to have what problems could my house have in the next 5 years that I'm buying, especially something that is tied to a very large expense. Replacing or repairing your sewer lateral is in the thousands of dollars. It is expensive. It costs a lot. So as a buyer, if you're buying that home, I would want to know what the condition of that pipe is, especially because I'm responsible for it in my yard, right? I'm responsible for that pipe. So if it breaks or has a problem, I'm going to have to, the city's going to make me pay for it to have it fixed. So that's why I'd want to know. So I encourage buyers always to have the inspection done if the seller hasn't already had it done. And the sellers, it's a good way to get ahead of it, to just have that inspection done, and then you can disclose that information to any potential buyers and avoid the added time of the buyer wanting to get the inspection done.
Or
Okay.
avoid a lawsuit, because
That too.
right now.
Right. I mean, that too, the buyers, they want to know what's wrong, and they don't like these hidden things happening. So it's something that we can do to get ahead of things and to prevent and limit our liability. It's a good way to limit our liability, is by having the inspection done. So, and just keep in mind that eventually these cities, San Jose, they're going to have the ordinance. This is going to come. It's coming. It's all over the Bay Area. It's not just Morgan Hill. If you go up into San Mateo, a lot of San Mateo County already has this ordinance. If you sell a home up there, there's a good chance you're going to have to get the sewer lateral inspected. If you go to Santa Cruz also requires the inspection be done.
Alameda.
Yep. Alameda County, a lot of anywhere under East Bay mud. If you live in a house that is part of East Bay mud territory, you're going to have to get the sewer lateral inspected and tested. They take it a step further and they want testing done to verify that there is no leaks in the lateral. So you're definitely going to have this stuff done around the Bay Area. So just be aware of it. It's coming in the future. So it's a good idea to get this education now and to understand everything that encompasses the sewer lateral. Any other questions?
Yeah, like how much the price range for do the inspection?
$295.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good price.
Also, to keep in mind, when you're ordering termite, home, and roof inspections with us, you can now customize your VIP, which is the value inspection package. Instead of getting a free roof inspection with the termite in the home, you can actually switch it out now for sewer lateral. So the sewer lateral will be free if you decide to order the sewer lateral along with the home inspection and the termite. Otherwise, we're seeing agents that still want that roof inspection, and they just add on, the sewer lateral. So you would just get the roof for free, or you get the sewer lateral for free, but otherwise it's just one free inspection when you do the VIP along with the termite and the home, and anything more than that would be $295.
Yeah, it's a good value, $295 to know if you're something that can cost thousands of dollars to fix, to know the condition of that. And, the sewer lateral, nobody knows the condition. You can't tell how good of condition it is unless you put the camera into the clean out and push it into the pipe. That's the only way to know what's going on there. There's no other way to tell unless we have a major problem. And that major problem is usually in the form of sewage coming out of your front yard. And that's not very pretty or fun. So that's why it's good to know the condition ahead of time. Okay. Any other questions?
You guys contact info.
I'm sorry?
What's your guys' contact info? Oh, the info? Contact info, our website, we can go to homeguard.com. All of our information is there. Kimberly, I'm sure, will share her information, and you can contact her if you'd like to order inspections as well. Yeah, there you go. She put it in chat for you.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in chat right now. And I'm also going to send Kristen my information too. I'll include the sewer lateral flyer for you guys to see as well, and also our price sheet information. So you'll receive that soon, Kristen, for you to share with everyone. And I'm putting my contact in the chat right now.
So there you go. That is all I have on sewer lateral, unless there's further questions. Well, no other questions then.
The chat is disabled.
Oh, the chat's disabled?
Yeah.
Oh no, the chat's okay. So you can write down my phone number if you want, if you'd like.
Oh,
my
sure.
My phone number is 925-351-4935. And if you want to text me, I'll send you I'll text you back my email address as well. Just when you text me, if you can provide me with your name so I could save your contact. And then I'll send you my business card as well through text.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Did anybody else have any other questions for Travis? Or for me regarding HomeGuard? Oh, wait, is there? Looks like Brandon might have a question, but
You just type something.
oh, he typed something. Okay.
95.
Brandon.
Yeah, contact info. Okay, yeah. Perfect.
All right. Well, feel free to reach out. We're here for you. We definitely would love to come back. We can do other trainings as well for free. We offer termite trainings for new and seasoned agents. We have home inspection trainings. We have pool inspection trainings because we do pool inspections as well now. And we also have home warranty trainings available too. So if you have any questions regarding any of our services, just remember we do natural hazard disclosures too. So if you guys, have any NHD questions, we can also do like a hot topic with our Vice President, Ted Stefanos. He can talk about the new laws and new, things to look out for that are coming up or that are a hot topic of recent. So just feel free to reach out. It's a pleasure to be here to support you guys, and we look forward to working more with you.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody have a happy Friday. Good weekend.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Okay. Reach out to me. Okay.
Yeah, I just test you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.